Alright, so we are 100% solar powered on our fuel pump. Right, Tim?
Yep.
Alright, so we had a smaller one of these that Tim had bought for, well, of course he used my card for the other camper. And I was in Tractor Supply today, and I saw this big one, which is an actual battery charger, solar powered battery charger. And I took the batteries out of the camper because the camper's not in great shape, and I'm thinking of getting rid of it. I probably will just get rid of it. So I had Timothy pull the batteries out and put them in here. I wanted them on the floor, but he put them in here. And I mean, that's not a big deal. We can probably get a third battery and stick in there if we had to. But I don't think we have to because we got both of them there. But this is a Coleman. It is charging. That little blue thing there is saying that it's charging. And of course, we're hooked up to this guy. Mr. Tim can run over to the tractor.
It's already full.
Oh, you already filled it up anyways. And then you just hear it running. Runs good. So yeah, we're good. So that's it. So we've got our own power source. We don't have to really worry about the I actually kind of want those in a box so that they're they're safe, that they can't get shorted out. Not that they will get shorted out, but you know, this is fuel in here, and I don't think it'll be a problem, but I would actually like it to be in a box. So, but anyways, so that was the idea. Now I can shut this off, and you know, I can shut everything off. Nobody's going to steal any fuel here. I don't have to worry about hooking up to a power supply like from the you know, from the other buildings, and it's completely independent. And if those batteries are dead, this guy here, I can just unhook them and hook them to the tractor that I'm going to fill up. And it'll work. It'll work. And we pumped this tractor full, and this one's pretty empty. And that holds 120 gallons.
About had a half tank in it.
Alright, so he pumped 50 gallons, and it filled it right up, right?
Yep.
Yeah, oh, I did buy a new filter for that, a large one, so when...
I saw that in the back of the truck.
Well, I'll have to get it. So anyway, yeah. That's that. I want you to clean up this mess, including that string. But yeah, so there it is. Solar power panel, Tractor Supply, seems to be charging and doing its job. And yeah, that's what it is. For boats, RVs, cottages, backup power. Yep, seems to work. I paid $100 for that thing. $109 is what I paid for that. And it tells you what it'll run. So it'll run that for 7 hours on a battery if you have a battery there. If you have I guess a converter or whatnot. This actually had mounting software, so that helps too. It won't come off. But it'll run depth finders, CB radios or car radios, 10 watts, 63 hours with a 10 watt light bulb, 12-inch boob tube, 20 watts, 31 hours. Of course, nobody's got a 12-inch TV anymore. 50 watts, 12 hours on a stereo. So it'll work really well. It'll do its job. So that's all we need is now we're independent from... We're off-grid with our fuel system. Hopefully it works. And if it doesn't, well, that's luck. And then we do those three over there.
Start there, and then this one.
And it doesn't say to go any tighter than that?
No.
This seems so wimpy.
You're right.
Okay.
And then this.
Alright, I think I loosened this one already. I did. Now we do this guy here. And if you're wondering what we're doing, right, Joe?
Right.
So we've got the BRTZ-RSX Super Jew engine that we're doing something to. Isn't that what they call this thing?
Close. BRZ. Pretty close.
Okay.
Only a few letters.
And we have to do this really messed up torque sequence, which I think is the dumbest
Pretty retarded
thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But you know what? I've seen some crazy things. This one kind of takes the cake. Okay. So I'll re-hit these. That's that one. That one. Because I never did torque these. That one. And it's the same torque spec. And we're going to lock up the cams.
says to do a valve clearance check.
Yeah, well, you know what? We took the same cams out of the same lifters. We don't need to do that. Right, Joe?
Right.
Tim's got all that oil transferred?
Because something got jammed up in my goddamn pump now.
Really?
Yes.
Hooray!
So,
My anus is bleeding.
Right, Joe?
no.
Hey, why are
Hey,
you?
why are you in front of the camera?
Crack
Showing
kills,
your
Tim.
ass.
Crack kills.
Crack was in the phone.
Breaks
Ah,
cameras.
pretty close.
Breaks
Yeah.
cameras too.
It does. It's a terrible thing. Breaks cameras. Okay, so let's see. Do they turn still? Yeah, it does. You have to actually tighten that up, though. Oh, why in the hell is that one not turning? That tightens them up. You do that up against it, I guess. There it went. I hate these things. There it goes. Okay. Oh, the joy. Oh, the freaking joy. So these are like, add this piece, then add that piece, then add this piece, just to make a piece that they could have made that you just slide it in and clamp it down.
Yeah.
It's dumb as shit. I don't know, whatever. Super Jews. Anyway, yeah. All right, so we're pretty much done with that, other than we have to put the valve cover on now, right?
Yep.
Get it. And then we flip it. And go the other route. Right?
Right.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, it's just a good idea to lubricate the damn thing up. And we're going to have to come up with a stupid way of getting this cam to... We got to turn those cams, you know. All right. Okay, so there is... Where's my juice? What do I do with that RTV stuff? Where's that?
Under the book?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so we're working on this Subaru BUBB engine, you know, because I spell it wrong just to drive people nuts. I got an email from a woman, 3 days ago? Teresa? Yes, Teresa's here. Got an email from a woman about 3 days ago, and she says, hey, you know, I went to your website, and your email address doesn't match your name, and blah, blah, blah. So I thought, school teacher! You know, I'm like, oh my God. So I called her out as a school teacher, and I was 100% correct. And it was kind of funny because she actually spelled some things wrong because I told her I spelled stuff wrong and I put capitals and periods where they shouldn't have been, and which is normal for me anyway. But I just had a little bit of a fun time with her. And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry I offended you." You didn't offend me. She's watching. I think it's kind of funny. But yeah, so anyway, she returns with misspelling school teacher, and I thought that was funny. So anyways, back to the Subaru engine here. As you can see, I'm putting in the subassembly, or putting together the subassembly for the camshafts, and the other side was a little bit stiff, and I wasn't happy about it. I wasn't happy at all about it, but I think I've got it okay right now. Well, it's going to have to do because it's in, and as long as there's good oil flow, it'll be fine and loosen right up. But you know, this engine ran out of oil. I didn't see any major scoring or anything on this subassembly. The other subassembly, there was some scoring, but not bad. Nothing that I could say that it was going to fail or I had to throw it away for. You know, there's 3 bearings on these little camshafts, and you know, it's like, oh my God. But anyway, so I'm putting these things together. I was using the assembly lube, that little tube of white grease with the blue lid, and it just didn't seem like I was getting enough lubrication on it on the first subassembly. So I went to using synthetic Lucas engine oil stabilizer, which is slippery enough, and it'll hang on there more than long enough to get the engine lubricated. Right, Will? So anyways, that's what we're doing. We're putting this all together, and there's a funky torque spec with this thing, as you probably saw in the sped up version of this. I left it with the sound on so you could hear what we were saying, but you can see me torquing this thing, and it's like, oh my God. You have to tighten it to a certain torque, then loosen them up, and then retorque them in a different pattern. It was really weird, but we've got it torqued down. I feel that it's tight enough. You know, it should be just fine, and hopefully everything holds together and his engine doesn't fly apart in these sub-assemblies and stuff, you know, because I don't know. I think it should have been tighter, but it is what it is. It's been a fun project, and you know, hopefully that we put it in the car and it fires up. I told him sell the damn thing, just get rid of it and get a different one. New engine block, put a new short block in it. If he runs it for a couple of weeks and says, oh yeah, I got a new short block in this thing, he could sell it for probably $5,000 or $10,000 more than, well, $5,000 more than what it was, what he paid for it, and be happy. That's what I would do, but he loves the car too much.
Bottom.
And Tim has messed with that one enough.
Right.
QA should be at the bottom.
It should be at the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the book will tell you.
Yeah, it says the bottom. I don't know.
But it could be of one of 2 positions at the bottom.
Yeah.
So we need to figure out which one is the number 1 cylinder in the book. And we can do that now.
Top dead center?
Well, we need to be top dead center. This has to be, number 1 piston has to be top dead center. Okay. So, look at the book, see how to time this thing. We should probably get out of here anyway because I'm tired, but hungry, getting hungry.
I'm cold, honey.
Cold and hungry.
Oh, there's leftover meatloaf.
Beet malls.
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it'd be impartial.
Yeah, I don't know. If Tim would have left the damn thing alone, I would have had it set correctly, and we could have just took it off. But somebody couldn't keep their grubby hands off of it. And it kind of fucked shit up. Anyway, let's go home. We'll deal with it in the morning. What time is it? It's gotta be like 6, 7 o'clock down there. Where's Cody at?
Over there.
What are you doing? Wires. I'll have to get a break.